Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the KeithAndrewNetWork. It is Season 10, Episode 902. For people who want to know what is the KeithAndrewNetwork, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. To prove to them and stand out something. Today we have an upcoming professional actress. I won't say who it is, but you will see the red curtain as we come back from the commercial break. She's an upcoming professional actress. She was on Game of Thrones and Foot Soldiers. So stay tuned. You'd be surprised who it is when we come back.
Hi, I'm actress and comedian from the UK, Emma Bryant, and today I will be interviewed on the Keith Andrew Show for the Keith Andrew Network. So, do what you always do, hit the like and the subscribe button and enjoy all the stuff, nonsense and goodness that we've got for you today.
So the first question I want to ask you is, what was the biggest change you want to make in your acting career?
The biggest change I want to make? To be honest, I'm quite happy with a lot of the roles that I've had. Well, I mean, just to continue playing the sort of characters that I've been given. Like, I'm quite lucky, as in quite a lot of the time, especially in comedy, a lot of female characters there's some element of like being sexy or being attractive or being thick or being clueless. I don't know, I'm not really sure how to explain it, but I've been given a lot of characters which represent my actual personality, which is quite over the top, maybe more sort of characters that you would say a guy would play, personality wise, so that kind of thing. Yeah, but in regards to actual changes, there's not really anything I would change really, except just keep applying for stuff and keep having fun like I am.
Well, let me ask you this, similar to the first one, but a little different. What is the biggest change you have made in your life? Do you think being a professional actress has changed anything in your normal life?
I wouldn't say it's really, well, I've been doing it for so long. Well, I'm not actually that long, I guess. Only about 5 years I've been doing it. I wouldn't say it's changed anything massively, except I've just met a lot of people. I've met some of my best friends, which is amazing. It has given me more confidence, I would say, in myself. But the biggest change in my life would probably be recently when I've begun doing medical studies in college in London. That's been quite a big deal. And I have talked about acting and stuff to my tutors and peers there, and they think it's awesome. I mean, biggest change recently is definitely college. And I've just started doing martial arts again, which I had to give up after I had a heart condition early 2021. And I've just started doing that again, and it's going to be a bit of a rough patch because I've lost a lot of energy, a lot of strength, plus the medication that I'm on is some of it's mental. Obviously, it slows down the heart rate a bit somewhat. So I've struggled a little bit to get the momentum that I used to have when I'm training, but I can feel that it's coming back, and my trainer thinks it's coming back. So yeah, it's cool. So I just want to continue doing that. I haven't made any substantial changes as such since the last time we spoke.
Yeah, absolutely. And people can see it. Actually, the first time we talked, it's under. Sorry, I had a brain fart. The first time we talked, when we're doing the filler episodes, we're live from England. So if everyone goes to YouTube and look under United Kingdom edition, we were actually number 5. But luckily, I don't have to do the filler episodes because it's a brand new season. We're working on 100. Who knows, the filler episodes may come back. But the reason that this episode's different from the first time is because we actually talked in October, and I was like, no, let's do an episode. Then I thought it was too soon. I'm like, well, why not? I need the numbers anyway. So we're going to jump right back into the second episode. So I usually wait like a year and a half for part 2, but for you, I made it in section. But the question I want to ask you is, also I mentioned in the beginning, you were also on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So what can you tell our viewers the experience of being on Game of Thrones?
God, I get asked about that all the time. I think there's not been one interview I've done when I haven't been asked about that, and that's cool. It's still relevant if people are talking about it. I'll be very honest, I don't really remember that much about it, other than it was a good experience, but I've never watched Game of Thrones, so it wasn't as like overwhelming, and with me, I wasn't feeling starstruck, so to speak, because I didn't really know who the people were, but it was good. And I made a couple of friends on the set, which is awesome, but it was quite a long time ago now. 2014, or I'm not sure, but it was quite some time ago. But yeah, it was a great experience. But sorry, I can't give any like scandalous stories or very in-depth tales about it, because it was just a very professional set, and it was long. I remember that, and I had a nice hotel with a good breakfast. That's
I agree.
Sorry, I can't. More exciting on that one.
I do apologize. I don't know what's going on with Zoom, but it just keeps going back and forth between the two of us. I like it when the person talks, it's on them. I don't like how it cuts in between back and forth, but like it might be like it does a glitch or a connection, but it doesn't make a difference. That's when I say this is about you. It's not about me.
Right. Okay.
So the next question I want to ask you is, who do you admire and why?
I can never answer this question. I get this one a lot too. I don't. That sounds bad. I mean, I just don't. There's not really anyone that I think is amazing. That I just like to be me. I kind of don't. I'm just me. But I guess I admire anyone that's overcome stereotypes. I admire people who have gotten through addictions. But I couldn't really name anyone specific, sorry.
Well, not a problem. Here, what about this one? What actors will you watch no matter how bad the movies are rated?
Again, there's not, sorry. I don't really have favourite actors, or I like comedy stuff, I like horror stuff, but I'm not sort of dedicated to one particular actor, sorry.
Hey, not a problem. What about this one? What was the biggest obstacle you have faced, and how did you overcome it?
Well, a big obstacle I faced in my whole career would probably be in typecast and stereotype, because I've worked as a model, so it's like being given these roles or asked to audition for things that involve sexuality when I'm like, that is really not me. Like, it's cool, there are models that can do acting, and yeah, they have like pretty roles and like they look nice on screen and whatever, but my personality in real life is like, I'm different. No, sorry, I'm different. That makes me sound big-headed. I mean, like, my acting style is quite different from a lot of actresses. Mine's so more like over the top. I've said before, and I don't mean to sound repetitive, like characters maybe that male actors would normally play, just sort of crazy, out there, erratic, but doesn't focus around being sexy or stereotypical woman things. I know this isn't coming across very well, but basically my biggest obstacle is turning down roles where it's like sexy girl who lives across the street, or glamour type things. No, because when I go into rooms and there's casting directors in there and I start to talk about myself or audition, people can see that, no, don't waste me by giving me something like that. Is it like I can't explain it. This isn't a very good interview. Not on your part, part. On I can't really answer any of the questions.
No, it's
but
fine.
there's so much that I've overcome. Definitely being stereotyped and typecast. That is probably the biggest. But I don't really have that problem now, because when I work with directors and work with actors, they see what my talents are, and it's probably different to what people might look at me and think they would be, and that still doesn't really make any sense. But
no, it does. Well, let me ask you these two. What are you most likely to become famous for? And let me ask you that one first. What are you most likely to become famous for? Also, what is your claim to fame?
These aren't questions that I'm... Well, I guess claim to fame would be Game of Thrones, but it's not exactly something that exciting. What would I like to be famous for? Okay, well, I would hope to be breaking stereotypes, being a voice for victims of violence or any kind of bullying, because I'm very big on speaking up about victim shaming, which is a huge deal because it's happened a lot to me. I've written lots of blogs about victim shaming. If you don't know what it is, you can just Google it. But it's basically when someone's a victim of a crime or abuse or anything that's not their fault. But people see it as it must somewhat be their fault. They must have contributed to it. They must have provoked it, that it's somewhat their responsibility. That's victim shaming. And trust me, I've had that a lot. So if I could be known for standing up for people like that, I mean, I do a lot of charity work, and I'm happy to be known for doing that. I'm really for breaking, I say like, oh yeah, breaking barriers, knocking down stereotypes, breaking all this stuff. Well, not really. I'm not that... what am I trying to say? I'm not like a feisty person. Oh yeah, I wanna like be an advocate for this or that. But I actually am passionate about charities. So yeah, for doing that. But really, I'd also quite like to be known for being talented. That would be good.
Well, let me ask you about this. Have you worked with people besides me, obviously? Have you worked with people with learning disabilities and disabilities? And are you willing to?
Yeah, I'm more than willing to, yeah. As long as they're nice people and professional, then yeah, I'm happy to work with anybody, yeah.
And the next one is, with everything that you accomplished in your life, how comfortable are you teaching others?
How comfortable am I teaching others?
Yep.
Teaching. Well, to be fair, I've not reached the level of my career that I want to be at yet, so I don't know how good I couldn't really be like a career coach. But I love it when people are like new to acting or new to sports, and they're very excited and passionate about it, like I was, and I like to see that passion. And teaching others, I don't know, maybe in the future, I'm not sure what I would teach them, but maybe that I honestly believe anyone can do anything they want, really, and not be held back, sort of like what your thing is as well. Your mentality is that nothing should be a barrier, and I really do hate that. Like, I've met actors that, how can I put it without just being horrible about them? They seem to think you can't get anywhere if you don't have an agent. You have to look a certain way. You have to have had like umpteen years at theatre school. You have to have like gone to a paid private drama school to get anywhere. And to be fair, I've met a few of them like that, and it really, really, really grates on me, because I've been made to feel like shit. Because I didn't go to a fancy acting school. I have had agents, but I actually like to get work by myself, because when I did have an agent, I was being sent for roles that just weren't me, stuff that like just didn't really fit my acting persona or real life. Like, I like roles where, yes, I can be challenged, but something I can relate to. But yeah, you know what, teaching people, maybe one day, I don't know, I have to see. I'm still not quite at the top of my game yet, so maybe one for the future.
Oh, absolutely. And the other one I want to ask is, what are some of your greatest accomplishments?
Ooh, okay. Well, I was on the front cover of a pin-up magazine a couple of months ago, which was like 1950s glam pin-up, not explicit in any way. I think they do alternate versions of that, but I don't. I've not been in that. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. Biggest accomplishment, I mean, getting through a heart attack a few weeks after I turned 30, that was something, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was led in the hospital, I did think, maybe I'm not gonna get another chance, maybe this is it, but it wasn't, and I'm still here. I'm sure for some people's annoyance, but yeah. Okay, so I've defied a lot of haters, as much as I don't like that word, who've said that I'm weird or I'm ugly, I don't have the right look to model or act or whatever, which is really weird. But then I realised the people who say that completely unprovoked, and I've never said a bad word about any of those people. In fact, I hardly know them. Actually, I don't. A couple of them I don't think I've ever met. But I mean, that's sad. I mean, I'm not a therapist, so I don't know what issues they've got going on in their own lives. But all I know is that people who put other people down, bully, so to speak, that's not normal. Like, that is not a natural thing. There's obviously some very deep-rooted problems, maybe some serious problems, that they need to address before putting down others. And I'm very big on that. I really hate bullies, so I'd say I've overcome that type of crap. Domestic violence, I've overcome that twice, but I ramble on about that a lot on my own social media, so I won't bore you with the details of that on here. Plus, this is meant to be a positive show. But yeah, I got out of that, which is good. Yeah, I mean, I think, okay, this might sound cliche, but I think the whole 8 years that I've worked in some form of entertainment, that has been an accomplishment, in my opinion, because I felt like I had quite a disadvantage for a multitude of reasons. Some of them I don't really want to go into, but just because I don't have plastic surgery, I'm not overly glamorous, I'm different personality-wise, and also I'm a highly sensitive person, which some people think is just and is not an actual thing, that it's just a made-up term to excuse why you're overly emotional or some shit like that. But no, it's a real thing. And sadly, I've not actually met many other highly sensitive persons, aka HSPs, in real life. Online, fantastic, but not that many in real life. So I get people not always going to understand that. But yeah, I've had to deal with a lot of people that, let's just say, they're a few biscuits short of a packet. Actually, screw it, not a few biscuits. They're all the biscuits are gone from the packet. In fact, there's not even a packet with some of these people. There's not even a packet of biscuits. It's not even there. In other words,
well, we're wrapping up on the talk show. The last two questions I want to ask you is, what is coming up on the horizon, and where are you heading to next?
Well, I'm working on my fitness again, because I've been told by my doctor I can start to train in martial arts and hopefully train in wrestling again as well at some point, but I need an actual clear medical certificate in order to be able to do that, because my wrestling school would not allow me, they wouldn't be able to do anything, so they could get into a lot of trouble if they let me go back. And I've had a heart attack, for God's sake. But yeah, I mean, I've started doing some boxing, I'm doing a lot of yoga, I'm starting to get back into my fitness routine, because I put on weight over Christmas quite a lot. And then I lost it again pretty quickly, which is great. Not that I sit there and obsess about weight and stuff, because there's a lot more important things in life than that. But yeah, so that's great. Also, I'm spending a lot more time with my family, who are back down south. Spending a lot more time with them. I'm going there for my birthday to stay at my parents next week. So I'm doing a lot more family orientated things. But of course, that doesn't mean that I've stopped any sort of acting, because I haven't. I've been doing quite a lot of podcasts, so kind of similar to this, radio. I've still managed to do comedy sketches, even though the restrictions are quite, COVID restrictions quite tight over here. I'm in a TV show that I'm not really allowed to talk about. That's due, I think, to be released maybe sometime around the summer, which I had an amazing time filming. And we actually shot in my apartment as well, so that's pretty cool. So that's going to be on TV. And yeah, I mean, I've still got I think I've got another episode or two I've got to film. It's about maybe 4 or 5 more days filming on that, which has unfortunately been put on hold due to COVID. But yeah, it's all go, to be fair, in my life, but in a good way, not in like, oh yeah, there's so much drama, there's always things like happening, I'm living a fast life. No, I just mean there's a lot of positive, happy, yeah, there's good stuff going on, and I'm very blessed for it, especially getting to go and see my family whenever I want. Because I haven't seen some of them for like 8 years or so. I don't really want to go into like talking about my family's personal business. But yeah, we're all back together, and we spent Christmas all together in my family home, and that was just the best thing, because it's not something that I ever thought would happen again, to be fair. And I was like literally waking up, pinching myself, being like, wow, how not that I should feel, I was going to say, how did I get so lucky? But not that I should feel lucky to be in my parents' home with my family, but I mean, all of us together with our cat, with the uncles, like my nan, it was surreal. And I'm looking forward to many, many more happy family memories and holidays and trips, and just, yeah, you can see it makes me smile. It makes me very happy.
No, absolutely. And the last question I want to ask you is, how can our fans and listeners get in touch with you?
Get in touch with me, cool. Okay, so my website, hopefully you put link in the description down below. It's www.officialemmabryant.com. I mean, to be honest, if you just put my name into Google, my Instagram will come up, my Twitter will come up, my Facebook will come up, where I post copy and paste identical things again around all 3 of those. I don't, not massive on social media, to be fair, but I just like to post nonsense and stuff. So yeah, you can follow me on all those. You can. Oh, and YouTube. If you just put Emma Bryant Comedy into YouTube, then that will come up. There's lots of stuff and nonsense on there of me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I do have a couple of questions for you off the air, but wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege doing a part 2 with you. And for fans and listeners, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like icon. Hit the like. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like icon, hit that notification to be notified that brand new episodes are up and ready from the Keith Andrew Network. If you're watching on Facebook, subscribe to the Facebook. We're also on LinkedIn, Twitter, and all the social media, but especially YouTube. Hit the notification, hit that bell icon, and you will be notified for brand new episodes. It's up and ready. Wrapping up on the Keith Andrew Network, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. I'll say thank you for your time, and until we meet again.